Good morning. Welcome to Talking Pigskin Week 9 edition. Coming to you live from a chilly Fort Worth this morning. Please try to disregard the construction noise that you're hearing in the background. It just a lot of things going on today. Anyways, last week I went 4-1 with my picks. Didn't expect the Jets to lose to the Patriots. At the same time, I'm not heartbroken by it. It was a terrible game by Zach Wilson, and I hope his mistakes can be corrected moving forward. He did cost the team the game, but the defense played well. Patriots basically lived by the field goals they made with Nick Folk, and it is what it is. I mean, of course, it would have been nice to beat the Patriots. It's been 13 straight now that they've beaten us, but at the same time, it shouldn't derail the Jets season. We're still 5-3, and now we're about to face the Buffalo Bills, and let's start with that game. Bills at the Jets, 1 o'clock on Sunday. This is going to be a very fun game to watch. Granted, the Bills are the best team in the league, without a doubt. They did look a little shaky in the second half of last week's Sunday night game versus the Packers. And I hope to see that version of the Bills against the Jets. But at the same time, the Jets defense is prepared for it. They have been absolutely sensational this entire season. The secondary, the linebacking crew, the D-line, they're all playing as a very cohesive unit. And in comes Josh Allen, who does not have a running game. Let's be sure to remind everyone that the Buffalo Bills do not have a running game. They're all relying on Josh Allen's excellent performances. On top of that, Stephon Diggs, Gabe Davis, and Dawson Knox, all of them contributing. Can the Jets defense hold them or contain them? Maybe just a tiny bit, but would it be enough to win the game? I just don't see it. The New York Jets, coming off a very tough loss against the Patriots, will be better. And Zach Wilson should be able to correct those mistakes that he made. I know Bills will be without my Jordan Poyer tomorrow. Micah Hyde is already out for season, so Zach will have some time in the secondary to go through his reads and make plays. It'll be a fun game. I don't see the Bills covering the spread. I think it's 11.5. I think the Jets will cover the spread in a very close game. I'm picking the Jets to lose, but you never know, and I'm going to leave it at that. Next game we have is the Los Angeles Chargers coming off a bye, going to the NFC South leading Atlanta Falcons. Now, before the year started, we all thought the Falcons were gonna mail it in this year with Marcus Mariota at quarterback. We had no idea Arthur Smith was cooking this up. Right now, the Buccaneers are in shambles, so the Falcons are taking full advantage of it. Last week's game against the Panthers was pretty crazy, but they held on their nerve and they pulled it out. In comes the Chargers team off the bye week, who will not have Mike Williams, will not have Keenan Allen, so it'll be Justin Herbert and Austin Eckler and whoever can contribute on that offense. Chargers defense has been injury hit all season long, so I don't know what Brandon Staley has got going for them. Traveling cross country at a 1 o'clock game in Atlanta, it will be tough for them. Give me the Falcons to win that game. Next game we have is the Minnesota Vikings going to Washington to take on the Commanders. Now, we all knew this. Once Carson Wentz went down, Taylor Heineke came up, we all knew the Commanders were going to be instantly better. And you see it week to week. They clearly are a better team under Taylor Heineke under center. Terry McLaurin has been playing very well. Curtis Samuel, their running game has been better. It's crazy how much that Wentz factor really holds a team back in this case. And I'm glad for the Commanders to finally pull it out. But the Vikings are going to be a tough matchup. Kirk Cousins on 1 o'clock is simply impossible to beat. If this game was in prime time, the Commanders have a better shot at winning it. But Kirk Cousins and that offense has been absolutely sensational. Kevin O'Connell has been doing a fantastic job as first-year coach. Justin Jefferson, Dalvin Cook, they're all hitting their strides. Give me the Vikings on the road. Next game we have is, let's see, the LA Rams at Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Now this game, they're both with the under 500 record. Rams at 3-4, Buccaneers at 3-5. Is this the season on the line for them? I would say yes, because it's getting late now, because we're already at the midpoint of the season, and Matthew Stafford has not looked like Matthew Stafford of old, and Tom Brady is 45 years old, and he's going through a lot of turbulent times off the field. So clearly their game is not, where it needs to be. But could this be the turning point? Both defenses have been pretty good, not great. Bowles will have their defense ready, and Rams defense, Aaron Donald has been pretty quiet this season. Maybe the stats aren't showing it, but I guess the rest of the team is not helping him either. We will see what happens, but it's such a brutal matchup because both quarterbacks are struggling. Rams are on the road at Tampa. This is a toss-up for me because the Buccaneers are home. I'm going to give them the edge, and Rams will drop to 3-5, and Bucks will improve to 4-5, which is still not great for them. Next game we have is a Sunday night game where the Tennessee Titans will go to Kansas City, take on the Chiefs. Both are 5-2. I believe Ryan Tannehill will be back for this game. Malik Willis last week did have a decent game against the Texans, but you can't put too much stock into it just because the opponent. But now going to Arrowhead Stadium is going to be hard. You know the Mahomes will be coming out swinging after the bye week. They're loaded and rusted. Definitely going to be an interesting game to watch just because of the AFC standings with the playoffs. As long as Derrick Henry and the Titans can play a ball control offense, they can keep Mahomes on the sideline. It'll benefit them. But in the fourth quarter, Mahomes will take over and easily win this game. So there you have it. I'm picking the Bills, but the Jets to cover. The spread is too high. Anything can happen. The Falcons over the Chargers. The Vikings over the Commanders. The Buccaneers over the Rams, and give the Chiefs over the Titans. Let me know what you think of these picks. Like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you guys next week with Week 10 picks. Can't lose. Tell everybody. Until then, enjoy football.